Assalamualaikum and nice day for everyone. I'm Mustafa bin Muhammad Sa'an, one of student from Open University Malaysia. Here I would like to present regarding one case of study about the proposal project management plan. This under EMCP 5104, and then this presentation I dedicate to our Dr. Rosanna Kamal. Okay. For this presentation, we have some chapter. We will start from the objective and then we go through until the recommendation. At the beginning, the objective for this case study is intended to apply all the knowledge acquired in project management, especially in PM Books area knowledge or another reference, and then we try formulate inside the comprehensive project management plan. Also because we have some learning outcome. Firstly, we can demonstrate the project using the appropriate methodologies towards the successful project, and then secondly, we can apply the strategic thinking to develop projects based on the lesson learned and the best practice surrounding in our country or in the another country. And then lastly, we can prepare a comprehensive project management plan, especially with covering the PM book areas. For introduction, we need to recap some definition of term previously we have learned. The first thing is about the project management, where the refer PMI 2017. Project management is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. Project management enable organization in to execute project effectively and efficiently. Another term is about the project, where is a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service or result. So what we can define about the project management plan, where the project management plan refer to PMI 2017 is the document that describe how the project will be executed, monitored, and closed. So here we have the objective for PMP, where the PMP has a guidance for the project team in towards achieving all the every open goals within the set the scope, deadline, quality, and budget of standard. And then we also can say the PMP can assume as a communication vehicle for ensuring the key project stakeholder share an understanding of the project during the project ongoing. So for this proposed project management plan, I choose construction industry, where we have the new project is awarded for one company, China Communication Construction Company, M. Sendian Berhad, will join venture with one company, local company, so Ekompai M. Sendian Berhad, where they enter this project under Syarikat Muhibah Perniagaan and Pembinaan Sendian Berhad to carry out portion of the project. This project is considered they have the contractor for superstructure. Some project overview. This project, the project name is the construction and completion of mainline and other associate work for CA3 package. Is starting from the channel 4200 until the channel 700, where this involve the 5.1 kilometer and then covered with 3.6 kilometer of mainline and 1.5 kilometer of zip road within the Alam Damai Ceras area. To make clear figure about this project, let's watch in this video.
By minimizing traffic congestion in Cheras, Pandan Indah. By minimizing traffic congestion in Cheras, Pandan Indah and Ampang. Broaden the network link with high density areas. broaden the network linkage at high-density areres, bring high-growth areas closer to everyone, building growth, and most importantly, has an effective traffic dispersal system. Suka is expected to reduce 30% of traffic congestion during peak hours on MRR2.
Users will literally rise above the
infamous Cheras traffic gridlock at the Cheras Kajang interchange. Here, it will provide much-needed traffic relief to those who have been enduring congestion for years.
For this project, we already get the contract awarded at a yearly update this year. With the contract sum is around the 300 million ringgit Malaysia, with the date of commencement target on the 20 August 2020 within the 30 months, with the date of completion 28 February to 2023, and we just get the 24 months for defect liberty periods. Another thing regarding the insurance movement compensation and contractors always still under to be assigned and to be finalized before start of project. Here we have a project mapping. So we can see here the alignment for package C83 started from the channels CH 4200 until the channels 7800, where they cover around 5.1 kilometer. Actually, here under Suke project we have the 9 package, but for this project only cover one section is under package CA3. So here we have the proposed project layout, and you can see here. Here for this proposed project, we have the several benefits where we will be in the alternative road other than existing MRR2, which we already know about the traffic congestion there. And then secondly, we will be in the solution and improving traffic congestion along existing traffic linkage at Cheras, Pandan, Indah, and Ampang. And also, this also can link among major highway in the eastern Klang Valley areas, MRR2, Base Raya, KL Seremban, also to the Kesas. And then lastly, this project also can make an effective and high capacity traffic disposal scheme for eastern Klang Valley area. Like we know right now, the Klang Valley area and KL is more congested, and then have a traffic jam by daily. Therefore, by this project in Malaysia, CCC M Sdn Bhd like to promote all the available missions of CCCC from the China stage. These are leading the Czech, CRBC, and other specialist company under CCC group, where they want to develop and focus about the local market, and then will extend the market share. Meanwhile, to promote the CC brand in Malaysia especially. So to complete the project awarded, they are promised to redo this project with a full commitment and successfully to ensure the legal and the local authority requirement must be followed, especially is under Department of Environment, Department of Safety and Health, DOSH, and others local authority body related. This regarding want to ensure about the site condition is always in a good condition. And the big successful factor here I can be say is this company have the big capital, and then I confidence this project can complete on the schedule. Therefore, for this project management plan, we need have some assumption. So the first assumption there we have the one or solution for improving the traffic congestion issue. Regarding this, already have the traffic congestion along the existing traffic linkage at Cheras, Pandan Indah, and Ampang, especially in morning and during the peak hour. Second thing, this project will completing by successfully based on the adequate capital from the CCC, and then they have the educate skill manpower by internal and external resources, such as we already have the project previously at the Kuantan Pahang. We made the one project of WAF, and then beside that we also have the another building company project in the KL. Therefore, some consideration need put under PMP prior to initiate this project. So the first item we can say is about the scope of work, where the limit of existing space once the work activity is started. This area is very nearest with the public utilities and resident area. And then secondly is we need to make the alternative road for public once they have the been launching progress, especially across the roads. The another item is under project timeline, where we need to avoid any extension of time. So here the construction planner should update advance to avoid any extension of time and then get the appeal from based upon the client approval. And then the another item also is under budget, where this project the budget totally funding by CCC and Sdn Bhd, and then this consider as an advance to enhance the work progress, and then will be claimed by the progress. And for this budget also we have the some constraint. One constraint item there is the market demand and trend will contribute about the rate exchange despite unit price rate stability. So this regarding is about the political in our country and in the global is still unstable. And then the last item is under public safety, health and environment impact, which the major constraint is completed and in completing the project is especially related to public complaint regarding the safety performance, and then and exposure to public around during across the road, and then also about the local authority enforcement regarding the legal compliance. This involve about the DOE and DOSH and then Majlis. So this some item we can be the constraint for this project to complete success. Hence, to run this project must have the good project organization. Here attach the project organization templates. We can see the example for the important person, key person here is a project manager. So he has the role and responsibility. He has specific accountability for managing the project within the approved constraint of scope, quality, time, and cost, and then must to deliver the specific requirements and must meet the customer satisfaction. And other than we can see also the person in charge for technical. They have project role is responsible for the technical day to day and to monitor the system and all aspects including the detail of system development. For this project also I have the one important project role where the project sponsor, because this the person most important to approve the request for funding, approve the project scope, represent, follow these documents, and then he also responsible to set the priority of the project relative to other projects in his area of responsibility. And other than we also have the person in charge from government, where it's a responsibility for provide the interface between the project team, and then monitor we often to be fulfilled by a contracting officer and project officer, where is a hire to sepakat setiap perunding. And lastly, this project organization must be supporting by these two departments, their health safety and environment department and also security company. This responsibility playing the lead role for maintaining the project safety, health, environment and security in order. Next is under project management plan. We have 10 knowledge management areas. But for this presentation, I just touch some knowledge area. So the knowledge area is about the communication management. Project management communication plan identifies how important information will be communicated to stakeholders throughout the project. This also to determine who will be receiving the communication and how the project team will receive it, and then when the team will receive it and how often team should expect to receive that information. So this communication management can assume as the master and the servant of a project in terms that relate to the interaction of the many disciplines involved in the process of producing a complete project. Here, it must to ensure for effectiveness of communication and then keeping individual engaged, still in the initiative through open communication, not only the some communication we have the some barriers, and then make this communication, this project communication, getting the stakeholders involved. For this project, we have a three division about the communication management. The first thing is under system, where this about the communication procedure standard and function. This is and then the second thing is a meeting where the project team must involve regarding how want to deliver the project analysis and instruction and reports. And then the lastly about the individual, this focus to personal, how about the writing, speaking, and then how to acting, and then the focusly is about interaction among among the people. So this three division is make the standardized for this project. Then regarding the communication metrics, where the poor communication contributes to project failure, therefore it could spell massive financial loss to the company. At the opposite end of the spectrum, high-performing business communicates more frequently and do so more effectively than their low-performing counterparts. Here attached the one communication methods templates where having deciding who needs to receive what information and the next consideration is the best method to use for this communication. There are many ways to communicate it, including unscheduled and informal face-to-face meeting, predict reports, video conference, and email. The project manager must do the decision based on the communication requirements, what, who, when, and how communication methods are to be used in this project. Like this example, we can use for weekly status update. The format used it must use the email, and then the frequency at least once a week, and then the communicators by lead by the project manager, and then must to be to distribute to all project team members and major stakeholders. So here about the metric structure organization. So we can refer this organization chart. You can consider as a project manager has most powerful and authority in term leading of project team. The project manager has full command in matrix structure. They are called strong matrix organization structure. Sometimes the downline staff also can directly to a project manager in getting technical instruction and deliver proposal to solve problem situation at sites. So we refer the organization chart here. The show line communication between manager are horizontally and easy to line up during operation at sites. Vertically by every department reporting also to the management by designated manager. This can make the authority empowered directly in organizing on operation. The second thing for the knowledge area is quality management, where the objective is to ensure all items and progress works in good quality and production, where the company should to establish a set of document of project quality plan or quality management plan, where the contents at least must have regarding about the purpose, the quality assurance, and the quality control. This the project specific quality management objective. It can refer to company quality policies, where this a sample of quality policy statement by CCC. We can see here the company is committed to ensure that the product and service meets with the requirement of their clients at all times. To achieve this goal, the company has established the procedure documented in the quality manual to give guidance to its employers. These abilities, like stated there, for example, provide a high level of client satisfaction, and then the most important thing is about to monitor the effectiveness of the quality management system through regular internal and external audits. So this is one sample of quality policy statements need have inside your quality policy plan, and always keep inside in your office or in your record. So here we can see about the quality management relationship. This is true by the PDCA concept. It's the plan, do, check, and act. So for the quality planning, we can put it under plan where all the what will be quality on the project and how quality will be measured. So we can see this under column do, or is represented it present to quality control, where the monitor specific project products to determine if they meet performance measurement threshold defined in the quality management plan. And then we can put under the column of the check represent to quality assurance, where how determine if measurement of quality is appropriate by evaluating overall performance on a regular basis to ensure the project will satisfy customer qualified expectation. And then at the last column is the act, which represent for quality improvement. This for increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the project when the quality action such as change requests are identified. So here I have a sample for the PDCA concept for quality management. So for the column plan is we put the how to provide the work process of completing, and then under item column do, this I have a two activity here. First about the completing material, and then it's about quality of rebar reinforcement. So this item must to do at the site. So during doing the concreting and then install the rebar, must check. And how to check? Then we can ensure by this during the concreting work, and during concreting work, and after post concreting work. These three items we can check using the checklist inspection. And then for the quality improvement, for any defect item we detect, and we need to react and then do the rectification immediately. So the next main key areas is a change management, where the large project should apply more diligence throughout the change management process. This change does not always happen mostly. Overall, in many cases, it may be hard to understand the nature of a change and the impact to the various aspects of the project. For example, a small request can come into the project that result in the change to scope. The scope change request may lead to a request to increase schedule and budget. The request might impact the type of resources and that are needed on the project, and it might impact a vendor contract. The project manager needs to understand the nature of the change and how it might impact all other aspects of the project. So here we have we have one model for change management concept of change diagnosis, where we need to describe first about the current state here. For example, the current state is a project delay. So when the project team need conduct the gap analysis and then to describe how the future state from the project delay to the project on track. So the action must be planning and then what to be done to achieve the future state. And during that, the project team must have the plan for the management for transition. The next main key areas is the stakeholder management. For this stakeholder management, the stakeholders are more complicated and take higher expectation. The company should give close attention to the engagement of stakeholders, where the stakeholders and people who affected by company reputation, the company has identified them by some category as shown below. And here we can identify the two categories of stakeholder where we have the internal stakeholders. They are group of individual or group within a business such as employees, owners, shareholders and management will have an interest in the company, which is for the external stakeholder they are a group, individual or organization outside of a company such as a customer, creditor, government, supplier or society in general. So here the project team must know about the stakeholder management process, where the first stage on this process is effort by project team to identify project stakeholders. This shall starting gather all their requirements orientation. It also includes identifying project expectation early until deliverable of work breakdown structure. Once identified, the project manager will develop a plan to obtain their feedback on the level participation, frequency of communication and concern or conflict interest. For the second stage is the project team will evaluate and analyze its list of identified stakeholders. The stakeholders should be categorized by their power, influence and involvement in project. So here may use any proactive and efficient tool in analysis such as a stakeholder analysis matrix or power chart for example. And then for strategy plan, based on the analysis, the project team also shall analyze high priority stakeholders and use organization political map techniques. This requires an understanding of who can affect a decision and surrounding. And for the lastly, all documentation and strategy shall be managed closely by working with the stakeholders to meet their expectation and faster appropriate stakeholder engagement in project activities throughout the project lifecycle. Here, the project team should develop relationships and increase trust and confidence across the project environment, minimize uncertainty, problem solving, and decision making. Another main key areas have is a risk management. So here the project risk management is a process to identify, analyze, and minimize potential problems that could negatively affect the progress of a project. The main objective of risk management in a project management is to take care of anything that might deflect the project team from reaching in ultimate goal. If project risks are not identified, avoided or rectified, the project may end up over budget, delay or even brought to complete standstill. So here the managing risk of project in a process that include risk assessment and mitigation strategy for this risk. Risk assessment include both of the identification of potential risks and the evaluation of the potential impact of the risk. So we have the three items need to prepare about the first risk log register, risk mitigation plan, and risk metric table. So here we have the format of register record. So for risk register record, at least you must have the minimum 5 column. The first column you must to put the risk description. For example, project purpose and need is not well defined. And then you must have the column for likelihood of the risk and the impact of the risk, severity, and the last thing is a mitigation action. So the minimum 5 column you must to be prepared, and then you can fill in about the what risk description and then what mitigation action to be done. So therefore, from the risk register record, we can directly transfer to risk mitigation plan. For example, the under column risk, we can put example the traffic congestion during peak hour. So the mitigation plan need to do is a proper planning by contractor by getting approval from any related authorities regarding traffic management plan before any road closure. So if the contractor get the yearly approval from the authorities, this matter maybe can reduce the risk pool. And then about the provision of adequate traffic team to control traffic issue, this must to provide by contractor themselves. So here we can see also risk metric tables. When communicating risk, we need to explain how it will impact the project, how likely it is to happen, and what the step can to take to mitigate it is occurring. To ensure create an environment where the project team are comfortable to clearly communicate risk at the meeting. So here, the prioritize the risk, here have four type of risk. The first is a low risk, moderate risk, high risk, and extreme risk. These four risks categorized according by coloring. So the low risk coloring by green color, where the required action is acceptable. So that's mean just managed by routine procedure and monitor and review. But if the risk we identify got the extreme rating, so that's mean this not acceptable. So this need immediate action required and must be managed by senior management with a detailed treatment plan. And then for the last main key areas is a transition plan, or we call the closeout, where the close project or phase process is another one where the project manager takes center stage and will be checking that all the project work is completed and that the project has meet its objective, including work and objective that were added along the way as the result of approved change requests. So here, the activity necessary for the administrative closure of the project need action and activities necessary to certify completion or exit criteria for the phase, such as making certain that all documents and deliverables are up to date and that all issues are resolved. Second thing, confirming the delivery and formal acceptance of deliverables by the customer. Ensure that all costs are charged to the project, closing all the project accounts, and reassign personnel depend on the organization types, and the project staff will be assigned to another project or they will return to their usual job. And the lastly, must dealing with excess project material. This can mean dealing with the material and equipment that is lying around after the project is finished. So here we can see the cross project PESOS refer to PMI 2017. They have inputs, tool techniques, and output, where all the inputs, and then we can use the tool and techniques to analyze the inputs and get the outputs at the final product service. And then all these things must to accumulate, and then we need to review one by one until have the access, and then reallocate the project facilities, equipment, and other resources. And then we need to elaborate the final projects report required by organization policies. Therefore, as the conclusion for this presentation, the main refer of knowledge should covering the 10 project management knowledge areas. There is a project integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resources management, risk management, communication management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. All of these 10 project management knowledge area must put inside the project management plan to be the effective PMP. And second thing, the reference in determined for each process, we can assume must have the input, tool and technique, and outputs. And then lastly, the project key role of project manager, which is has a high responsibility in ensure the project will projected moving towards until complete with the net profit of business in good return and on the time schedule. Lastly, for additional, we have some recommendation for this project management plan, where the first thing, the stakeholder will assume the project will succeed, following by the good planning and great project team. Second thing, the project manager have the ability to introduce the corporate social responsibility in their work and promote social good within its firm. If properly understood and executed, this CSR is a win-win strategy that benefits to the company and society. And the last thing is a proper environmental management plan. This can ensure the environmental sustainability of our projects when the mitigating option of various impact on the project, environmental friendly technology, conservation on road, site plantation, agriculture lands, and regional hydrology. All of this, I hope this presentation can give some good contribution for all of us. Thank you. See you again.